Today we're talking about Tilta's Sony ZV-E1 Pro Kit. We'll look at what's in the box, cover mounting options, discuss pros and cons, and I'll give some final thoughts. Tilta's Sony ZV-E1 Pro Kit is priced at $235 USD and comes in black or silver. In the box, we have the full camera cage with removable Arca Swiss plate, modular 15mm LWS, base plate Type 2, pair of 15mm rods, compact NATO top handle, ¼ mounting screw to NATO adapter, and cooling system with USB-C cable. On the front of the cage, there are two M4.7 threads for mounting a lens support. On the back of the cage, there are two M4.7 threads for mounting the cooling system. On the right side of the cage, there are two wrist strap holders and 4 ¼ with locating pins. On the left side of the cage, there are two wrist strap holders, two M3.5 threads to mount the HDMI cable clamp, and 3 ¼ with locating pins, where the top ¼ only has a single locating pin. On the top of the cage, there is a single cold shoe receiver on the left, single ¼ on the right, and 3 ¼ with locating pins in the middle, but the left ¼ only has a single locating pin. On the bottom of the cage, there is a magnetic flathead screwdriver, 4 ¼ and a single 3/8/16. Finally, on the Arca Swiss plate, there are 7 ¼ and a single 3/8/16. To mount the compact NATO top handle, one will need to connect the NATO adapter to the center ¼ on the top of the cage. On the front of the handle, there is a single 3/8/16 with locating pins. On the back of the handle, there is a single ¼ with locating pins. On the top of the handle, there is a single 3/8/16 with locating pins, 2 ¼ with locating pins, and a cold shoe receiver with a single ¼ locating screw. On the bottom of the base plate, there are 2 ¼ and one 3/8/16. Further, there is a lockable standard dovetail receiver. To attach the camera to the base plate, one can press and hold the safety pin button and make sure the rear lock is disengaged, while simultaneously sliding the camera in from left to right until one hears a click. Then re-engage the safety lock at the back of the base plate. Last, one can attach the cooling fan using a flathead screwdriver. So pros. First, the cage has a solid ergonomic right grip and was designed to work vertically with the Arca plate. Second, the base plate and rods make it easy to mount a matte box with support or V-mount battery solution and still stay relatively compact. Third, the cooling fan extends the runtime of the camera. I was surprised to feel how cold the silicone tape layer was after running the fan for just a couple seconds. The cage design also allows the fan to rotate down 90 degrees to close the LCD screen in certain situations, but not all. Plus, it has a swivel tension adjustment. Cons: the HDMI cable clamp is not included in the Pro Kit. Explain this one to me. Next, the left ¼ on the top of the cage cannot be used with the NATO adapter because of its non-removable dual locating pin design. Therefore, one will need to use the center top ¼ which makes it so the top panel is not centered with the sensor plane and lens, causing potential issues with balance and framing when a monitor is attached. Following this, let's talk about the cooling fan. It's a major pain point for me. 1. No internal battery, meaning one will need to add a power supply, either weighing the rig down with a V-mount option or making it awkward to handhold and balance with a power bank attached. 2. Limits articulation of the LCD screen when in use. 3. Can't flip the fan down enough to close the LCD screen when the universal base plate is attached. One must first dismount the camera from the Arca receiver. Finally, fan is audible on both settings 1 and 2 and has a mechanical whine to it. Recommendations: if you're just interested in the cage, go for it. Maybe grab the $9 HDMI cable clamp. The modular baseplate Type 2 is also a good buy. If you're worried about the compact NATO top handle not being centered on the lens, there are a couple options. First option, grab the 36mm NATO rail and you're set, but you'll lose the cold shoe receiver. Second option, grab the multifunctional NATO mounting plate and you're set. It adds a couple mounting points at the expense of blocking the record and shutter release button a little. If you don't like the idea of adding a power supply to run the fan, Ulanzi makes the CA25 that has an internal battery and is quieter on both respective settings. If you pass on the CA25 and use Tilta's fan with a power bank, there are two options. First is to use the universal power bank connected directly to the right side of the cage, but I recommend using a power bank of 10,000 mAh or less to keep the camera balanced and not tipping over. Second, one can use the adjustable accessory mounting plate with the universal power bank holder and solve the balance issue with a larger power bank, but makes the setup harder to handhold in run and gun situations. Maybe at this point a V-mount battery setup is more convenient but also more expensive. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.